Hi everybody, Alex Deployer from Expert Forex, and I hope this video gives you lots of money-making Forex trading ideas. In this video, I'm going to show you a tool that's going to take you one more step closer to the $1 million Forex trading plan. Now, it all started about 2 weeks ago when I published this video called A Plan to Make $1 Million from Forex Trading at Low Risk. Now, you can see how popular this video has been. It's had 24,000 views in only 2 weeks. And in the video, I actually gave a trading method that would really produce high success trades. But more importantly, I also provided a financial plan which basically relied on the success factors in Forex trading, which is really what is your success rate and what is your risk return ratio. In other words, how much do you lose and how much do you make? Now, if you then also take the number of trades that you make and the percentage risk that you take, then you have a plan that you can work on for the future. Then this week I also published a video on trading Forex at no risk. And in this video we looked at this formula for Forex income. Now the formula is a very simple one. It says there are 4 factors to take into account. Firstly, the number of transactions that you do during a period, let's say a month, and what success rate you achieve over that period, and then what your risk return ratio is. In other words, if you're risking $100, are you making $200 or are you making $50, that type of thing. And then the last one is what percentage of your account is risked, because if you have a good success rate and a good return on risk, you can risk a higher percentage of your account to increase your Forex income. And here's an example of a trader that does 60 trades, has a 70% success rate, has a 200% return on risk. In other words, for every 100 risk makes $200. And the percentage of account risk is 1%. Now, if one multiplies that out, you find that this trader made $6,600 on a $10,000 account. But that's not the real issue here. The issue really is to understand this formula that determines your income. Now, everybody that trades Forex runs according to this formula. They need to know their success rate and their return on risk, and they can add the other two to calculate their income. Then what also happened this week is we are launching a trade panel which takes exactly those factors into account. So you have your return on risk calculated for every trade that you do. You risk a certain percentage of your account, and this is used for every single trade that you make. Now, the tool I'm going to show you today pulls all of this together and then will show you the overall results that you have over, let's say, a month or so. So all of this is very theoretical at this stage, but I want to show you some practical actual trading examples. And here's an account that I used to win a trading competition a while ago. And what happened was I started with 10,000 and ended up with almost 100,000 in my account. And why did that occur? And it occurred because my win rate, and that's the success rate in that particular formula, was 92%. And I knew exactly what my average win was and my average loss. Now, you'll see I lost a lot more than I made, but because my success rate was so extremely high, I had a fantastic return on investment. So here's a practical example. So if you only concentrate on your win rate and your average win and average loss per transaction, those are the only factors that you need to worry about. All these other statistics are actually of lesser importance than those particular ones. Now I'm going to show you another example. Now this is one of my live accounts where I'm trading the Dream Machine. And as you can see, it's not doing great, but it's also not doing too badly. It's gone up quite nicely, and it's had a drawdown at the moment, and I expect it to be going up quite soon. But let's have a look at the statistics here. And all we have to look at is the win percentage, and that's a nice healthy 76%. And then you look at the average win of only $92 compared to an average loss of $278. Now that points me to areas that I need to work on. My success rate is good enough. I need to get my winners to a bigger figure, and I need to get my losers to a lower figure. And that is why it's important to monitor and manage the return on risk ratio and success ratio. And just something quite interesting about the Dream Machine, if you look at the risk of ruin percentage, it is 0.1%. Then lastly, we're going to have another look at one of my real accounts, and this one is actually running at a slight loss. It's not too serious. It's about $2,000 down, which is only about 5% of the account. But I need to pay attention to things here because those losses are unacceptable. It was positive, and it's had a bit of a drawdown, and it's now trading sideways for a while. But what's good about this, and this is using the tradable RSI EA. What's important again is the trade win ratio was 80%. So I don't have a problem with success rate. My problem lies in the fact that the average wins are a lot lower than the average losses. But luckily, because I've got a high success rate, I am not losing all that much. I'm only losing $13 per trade. And if I could just make small changes, increase the average win by $10 and decrease the average loss by $20, I'll be making a lot of money. And so what I do, I analyze every single trade that is made, and I see if my stops are too big or my targets are too small, and all those type of things. I also, with the help of FX Blue, can look at things like which currencies are producing the best results and which ones are producing the worst results. Now, if you look at my results to date, all of my loss is made up by trading the Euro Oz. Total loss is made up of that. So if I hadn't traded that currency, I would be nicely positive. So here's an indication. You can also do currency selection by analyzing your trades. So analyzing your risk return ratio and taking action is very important. If you don't have a high success rate, you need to find ways of generating that. Looking at those trading accounts brings the concept of success rate and return on risk a little bit closer and more understandable. Now, what I used to do is I used to have a monthly plan. So I would say I'm going to do 60 trades this month. I'm going to risk 2% of my account on every trade. I'm going to target a 60% success rate, and I'm going to try and get an average gain of, say, $50 for a winner and $40 for a loser. That will make my risk return ratio 125%. So I'm making 125% profit on what I'm risking. If I achieve those targets, I will gain $840 on my $2,000, and I will have increased my trading account by that much at the end of the period. So that was my plan. Then what I would do, using something like FX Blue, I would then feed in my actual results. And my actual results will tell me where I'm doing badly and where I'm doing well. Like for instance, here I did well because I had a higher success rate than I had planned to do. And I had, but unfortunately I had smaller gains per transaction, but I also had larger losses per transaction. So those two combined are really bad, and I need to watch that and work on that. And that lowered my return on risk from my target of 125 to 112%, and that marginally lowered my income because I had a better success rate. So the success rate made up for the lower return on risk. So there we are. So now I have areas to work on. I know I need to increase the average gain. I need to decrease my average lots. I need to work hard to keep my success rate nicely high. And when I start the next month, then I have better figures to put into here. The first month I might be guessing. Second month I've got actuals that I can base my plan on for the next month. So this tool brings all of this together and gives you, firstly, an indication of whether you're actually making progress with your Forex trading. And this is the way a lot of businesses run. They have a budget, they look at their actuals, and if their actuals aren't up to budget, they take action, either increase the marketing or things like that. And and Forex trading is like a business. You do it exactly the same. You have a plan, you compare your actual performance to your plan, and then you work on those differences if they're negative. Now, this performance monitor is downloadable from our forum, and a link will be available to this forum in the description of this video. Now, you might say, oh, but how do I find ways of improving my performance? Now, recently we used the Dream Machine, and we went through a process of performance improvement. And in these webinars, we actually took each particular transaction, analyzed it. How could we have done better? Was our stop too big? Was our target too big? Was the following stop too fast? All those kind of things. And we analyzed our transactions, and that will give you an idea of what you should be doing with your own transactions. It's very easy. I believe the market tells you how it wants to be traded, and the only way it can tell you is by giving you feedback on your own trades. And this particular process that we followed with the Dream Machine will give you ideas on how to do that. So the next step is really to start monitoring your trading and monitor those key ratios like your success ratio, your return on risk ratio, and the number of trades you're making, and the percentage that you're risking per trade. Monitor those, record them, and then use that information to plan your next month's trading. And that's the only way that you can implement a continuous improvement process where you learn where you let the market teach you how it wants to be traded. So go ahead and download this particular Forex Performance Monitor. It is in Excel format at the moment. We are going to automate it and make it a MT4 tool that you can just load into your platform, and it will measure all of those items for you on an automated basis. All you need to do is enter your goals for the particular period that you're going to be trading.
Thanks for watching this video. If you've liked it, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and click the bell. But most importantly, share this video. You can do this in many ways. Message your friends, send them emails, or share it on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and those kind of places. So from me, Alex Aploy, cheerio.